Don't do it. Why starting a business off with business loans is not a great idea. If you're looking to start your own business soon and realizing that maybe the only way you can successfully do so is through the use of significant business loans, I'm here to talk you off the edge of that cliff. For those of you that are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Pamela Metani. I am a business lawyer and the founder here at Graphene Business Law, a law firm working exclusively with business owners and entrepreneurs and doing so virtually throughout the province of Ontario, Canada. Now, let's talk about business loans. If you're a business owner or entrepreneur watching this video, and perhaps not from the most financially exciting of backgrounds, then the concept of business loans is one that you've likely looked into, researched, and have been very tempted by. But I'm here as a business lawyer with my own businesses, so my own lived experience as a business owner, and then being a business lawyer, I have observed the experience of thousands of other business owners. I'm here to talk you off the cliff of getting a business loan to start your business. So that's a disclaimer I want to make right at the beginning. I'm not saying loans are bad. I'm not saying business loans are bad. There's a time and a place for everything, and taking out a business loan is especially dangerous and not the smartest thing to do when you first start off. And I'm going to give you some of my reasons as for why. First off, when you are first starting your business, chances are you are not the most sophisticated business owner. That is inherent in the fact that you are starting. And unless you had a long life of starting other businesses prior to starting this one, or you have exceptional strength in your social circles and your network, when you're just starting off, respectfully, there's a whole lot that you don't know. So then going into debt with a whole lot of knowledge missing is naturally a recipe for disaster. And by way of fun fact, a lot of business owners lack a lot of knowledge in areas including finance. That's not an issue in and of itself, because in that respect, you would have an accountant help you with the numbers. A lot of business owners have no clue about the law, so that's what we're here for as lawyers at Graphene Business Law. A lot of business owners might not know how to market, their product. And that's what the marketing people are for. There are a lot of things that it's okay for you not to know, because a lot of business owners will be so enamored with their product or service, as you should be, as a starting point, right? Your business as a starting point. It's not going to help you to have a whole lot of accounting knowledge when you have no product to sell, or a whole lot of marketing knowledge when you don't have a product to market. So it's okay you don't know all those things, but not knowing out of that list the numbers bit specifically, which the data supports, again, a lot of business owners don't have that knowledge, and then going into debt, again, it's the blind leading the blind, right? It's like those $300,000 loans given to teenagers in the US for upper education. And I know I have a degree from one of the most expensive institutions in the US for undergrad. In not being sophisticated in the numbers, though, there's going to be two big picture, destruction warnings there. One is you're not going to understand what to do with the money, first and foremost. Chances are you will misuse it. And secondly, you're not going to understand on the positive side of how to leverage debt, what good things can come out of it. Somebody that's a lot more sophisticated has been in business a lot longer. So I mentioned at the beginning of the video, don't take out that loan if you're just starting off, because you haven't seen what loans can do for you yet. You haven't had that practice. Reason number two I'm going to give you, and it's very closely related to reason number one as to the danger zone of loans. What you may or may not know, but you're surely going to find out once you're pressured into signing that loan in person, is that business loans are still connected to your name. So a lot of people might think they're being clever, taking out a business loan. If the business goes bust, they'll have to pay nothing. Now, in some circumstances, you might find a loan like that when the business has grown strong enough to back itself up. But at the beginning, every institution that I know of is going to ask you to personally guarantee your business loan. So that's not going to create any protections for you by way of taking out a loan, even if it's taken out in the corporation's name. And that means that compiling it with factor one, meaning your lack of experience, is going to get you in trouble. Compiling that factor with factor number two, which is that now you've personally guaranteed this loan, I mean, there's no end to the negative that can come out of that. You can lose your home if you own one. You can lose your car. You can destroy your family relationships by way of having taken out a loan you didn't know what to do with, and then you guaranteed it personally because you had to. The bank is going to ask for that. The third reason, and this reason I think is one where my pragmatism really shines through as a business lawyer and a critical thinker, is that a lot of individuals are of the mindset that, oh, if I just had some money, this concept would take off. If I just had some money, I would sell what I need to sell because I'd put fire into it. You know, Kevin O'Leary says he likes to pour gasoline on actively exciting products and just take it to that next level. But he doesn't like to take the dumpers and, make something out of them. He likes the wow factor. So you might be of the mindset, or maybe you've already had the thought, that just a little bit of money is going to help give you that wow factor. You can get cooler clothes to advertise your product. You can get a better street sign. You can get a better Google Ads budget. You can blah, 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 blah. What I want you to think a bit about is the money pit that is going to create. Yes, that factor has been well covered by reasons 1 and 2, but also the bit of naivety that comes through with that reasoning. If you are thinking in those ways, it implies you have never tested meaningfully your product for its full potential or your service. So you are assuming that just pouring a little bit of money to back this product or service up is going to make it epic. While respectfully, if you've got a crap product, you're just going to pour money on a crap product, and that does not a product sell. That's not how it works. And that reminds me of one of my recent videos on this channel, inspired by Harvey Mackay's book, How to Swim with the Sharks and Not Get Eaten Alive, where he mentioned that practice doesn't make perfect, because you could practice the wrong thing and all you're going to get perfect at is doing the wrong thing. Perfect practice makes perfect. So to that extent, money does not a good blow up. Money helps blow up really good goods. So again, money doesn't solve that issue. The money is going to come into play, or could be an exciting thing to play with, once you've already organically experienced some results and positive feedback to your good or service. If you are not consistently selling product that is even incrementally increasing in sales month over month. So it doesn't mean, 1 unit the first day, 3 million units sold month 2. That's not what we're looking for, but a 1, 5, 10, 25, 50 kind of trajectory would show that there's something there that we have reason to believe, if we pour money into it, if we get you the better threads to be on YouTube, if we get you the better street sign, if we get you the better Google Ads, that these numbers will amplify accordingly, that you're going to get more of the good that you've already seen, right? Practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. So once you have established that your product sells, and not established with your friends and not established with your relatives, I mean market established. Once you have market established that there is something there, even if a little thing, then the money can help you. But it is very naive to believe that just pouring money into a product or service is what's going to make it successful. Now you'll notice all 3 of these reasons are flashing red. Danger, danger, danger. Do not take out that business loan until at the very minimum you have assets to back it up with that are separate from your main, like house and car and things like that you have assets to back it up with, that if lost because of the business failing and therefore this loan defaulting, you will not be negatively impacted in your life. And do not take out that business loan if you have not, without the loan, noticed positive responses from the market to your good or service. How is that? Did we like this video? If you did, give this video a big thumbs up. Hopefully, if this video talks one person off the edge of the cliff, then I've done my job here. And I can hear in my mind, I hear it because I was there myself once too. Well, how will I know if this takes off if I don't pour money behind it? Did you not hear reason number 3? If it has not organically, even micro took off, don't pour money behind it. The market is going to have told you on day 1 if your idea is big picture good or bad, right? So I'm not telling you something stupid like wait to take out a $30,000 loan until you have $2 billion in sales. No, but notice a positive response from the market. If you get a positive response, then you can start responsibly injecting some capital. If that can only be for you in the means of a loan, it's okay at that stage. Take out responsibly. Make sure you can back it up if the business fails. Thank you for watching. I am reorganizing this channel a little bit as my practice has grown here at Graphene Business Law, and also as your needs have grown as business owners. I realized I used to have playlists by like subject area, corporate law, commercial leasing, estates, employment, all those things that we do by tending to the needs of business owners. Now, instead, I'm going to be reorganizing the channel by way of beginner help videos and the more sophisticated end of the spectrum. So for example, on the more sophisticated end of the spectrum, last week we posted a nuanced video on CRA testing, on meeting the CRA test to register a charity in Canada. This week we're bringing it back to first principles. Next week we'll up it a little bit again, and so on and so forth, so that there's something for everybody to learn no matter what end of the spectrum of knowledge you're on. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and click subscribe.